Good morning. I am Saranya. I am working as an assistant professor in the Department of CSE at BSB Engineering College, Karur. Today we are going to discuss about the topic name is cloud computing. First we see what is cloud computing. First we discuss introductions of cloud computing. So cloud computing provides us a means by which we can access the applications as utilities over the internet. So the same, cloud computing allows to create, configure and customize applications through online. With cloud computing, users can access the database resources via the internet from anywhere. So this is the main benefit of using the cloud computing. And next we are going to discuss about the history of cloud computing. So before emerging the cloud computing, so there was one technology. So the technology name is client server computing. So it is basically a centralized storage in which all the software applications, all the data and all the controls are resided on the server side. So in case if a single user want to access a specific data or run a program, he or she need to connect to the server. After that only he or she can gain appropriate access from the server side. So the next, after the distributed computing came into our picture, where all the computers are networked together and share their resources when needed. On the basis of above computing, need emerged of cloud computing concepts that later implemented. So our next topic, see here. So here we are going to discuss about the history of cloud computing. So in 1999, Salesforce.com started delivering of applications to the users using a simple websites. So the applications were delivered to enterprises over the internet, and this is the way the dream of computing sold us utility were true. So next, in 2002, Amazon started Amazon Web Services. It is also providing services like storage, computations and even human intelligence. However, only starting with the launch of Elastic Compute Cloud in 2006. In 2009, Google app also started to provide the cloud computing enterprise applications. Of course, all the big players are present in the cloud computing evaluations. So now we are going to discuss the topic, what is cloud. So cloud is nothing but, cloud refers to a network or internet. In other words, we can say that cloud is something which is connected or present at a remote locations. So it provides services over network, that is a public networks or private networks, that is a WAN wide area network and LAN local area network or VPN virtual private networks. So applications such as email, web conferencing and customer relationship management. So these are not some kind of applications are run in the cloud platform. And next we are going to see what is cloud computing. So later, that last slide we are discussed about the topic cloud, and now we are going to discuss about the topic as a cloud computing. So it refers to manipulating, configuring and accessing the applications through online. So this is the difference between cloud and then cloud computing. So it offers online data storage, infrastructure and then applications. Cloud computing is both a combination of software and hardware based computing resources delivered as a network service. So now we are going to discuss about the cloud computing architectures. So in this cloud computing architectures, there are two main parts is acting a very important role. So the first one is the front end and second one is the back end. So the front end, it contains only the client side interfaces and applications. These things and all, it comes under the front end. So in the back end, it is used by the service provider. So overall comes under the service provider. So the provider, it is act as the back end of the applications. So the same as it manages all the resources that are required to provide cloud computing services. So in this diagram itself we can know that, so this is the client server infrastructure and next this is the server side infrastructure. So in the server side, what are the, so it is the back end and this is the front end. So here we are going to the management and the applications and service and then storage, and finally the security is very important for each and every, we are storing more number of data in the cloud platform. So for that security is a very important. So security is also comes under the back end of the platform. So next we are going to discuss some of the basic concepts in the cloud. So there are some certain services and models making behind the scene, making the cloud computing feasible and accessible to end users. The following working models of cloud computing are, the first one is a deployment model and then second one is a service models. So in this deployment models, there are 4 types of clouds. They are including the more important part. So first one is a public cloud, and second one is a private cloud, and third one is a hybrid cloud, and fourth one is a community cloud. So next we may discuss what is private cloud, what is public, and what is hybrid, and what is community cloud. So this is public cloud. So in this public cloud, almost a synonym of cloud computing is a public cloud. So it is also, it's in cloud computing, we are going to store more number of data in the cloud computing. So the same, whatever works we are doing in the cloud computing, the same works also will be continued in the public cloud. So the cloud infrastructure is made available to the general, public or large industry group and is owned by an organization selling cloud services. And next we may see some of the examples of public cloud: Google App Engine and Microsoft of Windows Azure, IBM Smart Cloud and Amazon EC2. So these are some kind of example of public cloud. And next, this is a private cloud. So private cloud allows system and services to accessible within an organization. But public cloud, it does not like that. It is also it acts as a common platform. But private cloud, so within a single organization, so how and how we are going to store the data, how and how we are going to secure the data. So it offers increased security because of its private nature. It will give more security compared with public computing. The private cloud allows system and services to be accessible within an organization. So this is the main difference between the private cloud and public cloud. But the main important thing in the private cloud is it increases more security because of its nature. So the two private cloud scenarios exist as follows. First one is the on-site private cloud and second one is the outsourced private cloud. In on-site private cloud, it applies private clouds implemented at your customer premises. So in outsourced private cloud, it applies private clouds where the server side is outsourced to a hosting company. So this is the two difference between the on-site private cloud and the outsourced private cloud. So maximum this on-site private cloud, it is based on the customer premises, and then outside private cloud and then outsourced private cloud, it applies to private clouds for the server side. So on-site is the customer side and then outsourced private cloud is the server side. So and next we are see some of the examples of the private cloud. First one is Utilitas and Amazon VPC and VMware Cloud Infrastructure Suite and Microsoft ECI Data Center. So these are some kind of examples of the private cloud. And third one is a community cloud. So the cloud infrastructure is shared by several organizations and supports a specific community and has shared concerns. Example, mission, security requirements, and then policy and compliance considerations. So these are the things it comes under the community cloud. So the government departments, universities, and central banks, etc. So these are some of the platforms they are using the community cloud. So here also we are going to discuss the two possible scenarios based on the on-site community cloud scenario and then outsourced community cloud scenario. So already we know that on-site is based on maximum, the customer side, it's everything, it comes under the on-site, and next server side, it comes under the outsource. So in private cloud also we have discussed the same thing. On-site private cloud, it applies to private clouds implemented at a customer premises. The same outsourced private cloud, it comes under the server side. So the same as even the community cloud also, it applies to community clouds implemented on the premises of the customer side. And outsource is the same as it applies to community clouds where the server side is outsourced to a hosting a company. And next we see the discuss of the examples of community cloud, Google Apps for Government and Microsoft Environment Community Cloud. So these are some kind of examples of the community cloud. And next, last one is a hybrid cloud. So the cloud infrastructure is a composition of two or more clouds. So it means a private, community or public. So the hybrid cloud is a combination of these three clouds. So the unique entities but are the bound together by standardized or proprietary technology. It enables data and applications portability. Examples of a cloud bursting for load balancing between clouds. So these are all the things we can overcome using this hybrid cloud. So the examples of hybrid cloud is Windows Azure is one of the main good example of a hybrid cloud, and VMware vCloud is the one of the another example of the hybrid cloud. So next, this is a very important role. So the service models in the cloud platform is very important thing. So there are three types of service models in the cloud platforms. The first one is the infrastructure as a service. It is denoted as a IaaS. And then second one is a platform as a service. It is denoted like as a PaaS. And then software as a service. It is also denoted as SaaS. So these are the three types of service models. It is comes under the cloud computing basic service models. So in next here we see the examples of IaaS. So infrastructure as a service, Rackspace and VMware is some of the example of IaaS. And then PaaS, Force.com and Google App Engine. So these are some kind of examples of the PaaS. And SaaS is Google and Netshoot. So these are some Salesforce. These are some kind of examples of the SaaS. So now we are going to see the infrastructure as a service. So in infrastructure as a service model that involves outsourcing the basic infrastructure used to support operations including storage, hardware, servers and networking components. So these are the infrastructures they are giving to some particular organizations through the cloud platforms. The service provider owns the infrastructure equipment and is responsible for housing, running and maintaining it. The customer typically pays on a per use basis. Okay, so when and all the customers they are using the particular thing, so after that only the customer need to pay some certain money for the particular items. So otherwise the customers no need to pay for the money. So this is the main very good example for using the cloud platforms. So the customer uses their own platform, Windows, Unix and applications. So these are some kind of example of infrastructure as a service. And next we may see some of the examples of IaaS and OpSource and AT&T and NTT Communications, so Blizzards. So these are some of the examples of IaaS. So next one is second one is a platform as a service. So a service model that involves outsourcing the basic infrastructure and platform. So maximum we are discussing the platforms of Windows and then Unix. So these are the two platforms they are giving more providing the services. So PaaS it facilitates deploying applications without the cost and complexity of buying and managing the underlying hardware and the software where the applications are hosted. The customer uses their own applications. So this is the main benefit of platform as a service. So it means that the customers no need to install, no need to anything. So immediately the customers through the online itself they can access the particular platform. So this is the main benefit of using the platform as a service. And next we see some of the examples of platform as a service. So Amazon Web Service and Azure, Rackspace, Salesforce.com and Joinet. So these are some kind of examples of platform as a service. And next one is a software as a service. So it is also referred as a software and demand. So the service model involves outsourcing the infrastructure, platform and the software applications. So typically these services are available to the customers for a fee, pay as you go or no charge model. So these are some of the main important usage of using the cloud platform. So when and all the customers need the consent software, up to that the customers can buy the software and they can use it. Otherwise no need to pay some money for the cloud platforms. So the customer access the applications over the internet, but the customer can access the applications only the internet. So this is one of the disadvantages point of the cloud computing. When and all the internet facility is there, after that only the customer can access the applications. And see, these are all some kind of examples of SaaS and Salesforce.com and Google Apps. And Google Apps, you all know that Google Talk and Google Sheet and Gmail. So then Google Drive itself we can store all the platforms. So then Facebook. So everything comes under the storage as a service. And next we are see some of the advantages of cloud computing. So the first advantages of cloud computing is unlimited storage capacity. So there is no limit for the customers. The customers how much data they can want to store. So that much data they can store. So based on that they can spend the money for that. Then second one is service in pay per use. So now only we have discussed. So based on the service only the customers is going to pay the money. So and third one is a mobility, and fourth one is a low maintenance cost, and fifth one is excellent accessibility, and next one is improved collaborations and backup and restore data. So this is also one of the main important to using the cloud platform. So normally we are started to use to store the data in a single devices, but using the cloud platform we can store the same data in 2 or 3 services. So this is the main benefit of using the cloud platforms. So we can easily pack up and we can easily restore the data. And finally, data security. For each and every data to storing in some other devices or some other platforms, the security is act as one of the important role. The cloud computing is provide the data security also. So advantages of cloud computing. So backup and restore data, and improved collaboration, and excellent accessibility, low maintenance cost, and mobility, unlimited storage capacity, and data security is the one of the advantages of cloud computing. So next, disadvantages of cloud computing. So internet connectivity. So already we have discussed. So when and all we are, so maximum we are using the cloud platform, we are all depend upon the internet. But without internet, we cannot access in the particular softwares or particular storage devices. So this is the one of the disadvantages of cloud computing. So internet connectivity. So in cloud computing, every data, so data image or audio or video, etc. So it's stored on the cloud, and we access this data through the cloud by using the internet connections. If we didn't have any internet connectivity or good internet connectivity, means we could not access the data. And next one is the vendor lock-in. And this is the second disadvantages of cloud computing. In vendor lock-in is the biggest disadvantages of cloud computing. So organizations may face many problems based on the vendor lock-in when transferring their services from one vendor to another. So after up to the time only, so the organizations they are facing many number of problems. So vendors provide different platforms that can cause difficulty moving from one cloud to another cloud. So next one is the third one is a limited control. So as we know, the cloud infrastructure is completely owned by, managed and monitored by the service provider. So the cloud users have less control over the functions and the execution of services within a cloud infrastructure. And final one is a security. So the cloud service providers implement the best security standards to store important information. But before adapting the cloud technology, you should be aware. So that awareness is very important. So without awareness, we could not, we can store many number of data, but the security measurements we didn't know, means that third-party persons easily can hack our data. So we all should have the awareness to use this kind of, or to store some sensitive informations in the cloud platform. A cloud computing, while sending the data on the cloud, so there may be a chance that your organization's information is hacked by hackers or no. And futures of cloud computing. So the rise of IoT platform is a key driver for the future of cloud computing and its applications. So business applications migrate to public clouds, and organizations increasingly use cloud-based deployment. The use of cloud computing is exploding. So cloud computing is a powerful, and we will continue to grow in the future and provide many benefits. Then cloud computing is extremely cost effective, and companies can use it for their growth. And the last one is the future of cloud computing is bright and will provide benefits to both the host and the customer. Thank you.